it going today? 4:52 a.m. on a Saturday, which is pretty much Monday in the oil field. I got this footage. I've probably talked about it. Most people probably won't remember, but when I was at Cyprus, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do top 10, well, not like top 10, or maybe it's like top 10 things you should know about, or how to get into the oil field or something. Like, I started shooting this video one day on probably a weekend in Cyprus's shop when I was greasing my trailer or doing something. Like, I've had it sitting in the editor like for well over a year. And I had this idea that I would do it. It's not going to be anything like super fucking high-end effects and all that shit. I was just going to kind of do like a standing around talking kind of thing. Of course, edited, so it's cut out all the dead space and all that stuff like people don't do. Sometimes my driving stuff, I'm like, oh, I should cut out that dead space, but I'm just like, I also don't like when it's like choppy. Because I watch other people's videos when they're sitting in front of their computer or at their office or desk or studio, whatever you want to call it, and the camera's facing them, and they cut out all the dead space, and every time you cut and your body moves slightly, your position changes, and it's kind of like jerky. It's unsettling to viewers. Well, that's what I think anyways, because when I look at stuff like that, I don't know why this is so bright. It just does its own fucking thing. Hyundai. Usually it's fine, but sometimes all of a sudden it's just like ultra bright. And yes, my lights are on. Well, markers. And so yeah, I don't really like that style, and you can see it in a lot of, it's called talking heads basically, right? And there's a lot of chop cut, and that's kind of annoying. You should practice to not space out though, just like in radio. Rule number 1, no dead space. So something always has to be happening. And the odd time when all of a sudden you're just like, you're on your radio station and there's like dead silence, you're like, what's happening? Did he just die? Because all the radio that like used to listen to tons of Howard Stern, still listen to Bubba the Love Sponge, even though I keep forgetting to download stuff at home, and I don't like downloading it while I'm on the road, using up my data, because in between me and the wife, she will burn up 15 of the 20 gigs, no problem, that we have a month, and I'm just like, I gotta tread lightly as possible. The only thing I do is sometimes I get on YouTube and I'm scrolling shorts because I'm getting a tire fixed, I'm sitting, I'm waiting, yada yada yada. Man, this guy bounces all over topic to topic. What it is today? Well, I don't know if anybody, we were supposed to have like these crazy northern lights. Everybody's like on the radio yesterday, it's like, Albertans will be able to see northern lights. I'm like, you guys ain't seen on northern lights ever. Hello? Of course, in northern Alberta, you do get to see them. When it's cold and wintry, it's kind of rare and weird that we would have them now, because yesterday it was like it was like 24 above yesterday, Celsius. So that was pretty warm yesterday, like standing around the truck was like 30. I might have seen 26 once. I was like, wow, it's warm out. And then I got the good news after washing, polishing. Oh, what else did I? Yeah, I washed and I polished all my shit. Somewhat time consuming. Well, it probably took me like, it was $134 Canadian to wash, so in US funds it was like 28 bucks. But every time you spend over $100, you get a free drink, right? And usually I barely just come in around $100 to wash the truck and the trailer. That's how bad. And then I took just the truck, no trailer, because I wanted to be able to get in everywhere, because it was fucking dirty as fuck. So I went and did that. I didn't polish the drive wheels. I know. I keep looking at them because they have, I don't know what I got on them. And I'm pretty sure it's just soot splatter from one time I had like pinned her to winter after the car wash. And I'm like, it was all over the fenders. But for some reason, I didn't try what? Did I try washing it? I'm pretty sure I did. Usually like Sunlight, Palmolive dish soap takes that shit right off. And that happened early spring, and it's still on there. So I don't know if it's something that came off the road, but it's like black splatters. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't there when I washed, and then after I washed and I did pin it, and sometimes I do get splatter coming out of the stacks. Yes. I try my hardest not to get any water in the stacks because I know it's a fucking mess when you do it. So yeah, I was thinking about just doing the outer edge. Maybe do half one day and then half another day. Fucking hurry up, crackhead. Get the fuck out of the way. Get ran over. Don't fucking look at me like that. Not that I got anything against the north end of Red Deer, but it's got some sketch to it. And it's got really nice areas too. I'm always like looking at houses and prices, and I'm like, oh, this house looks good. Of course, it doesn't say where it is, right? When you're looking, I do like a MLS map, and I'm like, well, not MLS map, sorry. I would just scroll through the rolling for sale ads on certain MLS sites. And I got smarter. I started using the MLS map and shopping that way because, yeah. I'd be like, oh, this is awesome. Where is it? Oh, it's the letter N is the north side. Where we're all D's, where I'm in the Deer Park. Living on the north side would be awesome for getting to work. Oh, I got some other crazy news on top of it before I tell you what we're doing today. Braden. So he's like one of our young mechanics. He's just journeyman. I think he's fourth year. I think he just got fourth year. He lives in Pinoca, which is only half an hour from here, Red Deer. And he started his truck the other day to come to work, and he got fucking carjacked at gunpoint at his house. I was just like, what? I heard his truck got stolen. He's got like a third gen Cummins, pretty decent shape, and he just did the rear brakes on him too because he had it in the shop. I was just like, oh, that sucks. And I heard it got stolen, and I was like, oh man, that to wake up to a stolen vehicle sucks big time. And I know what it's like to get your shit stolen because I've had like stereos stolen out of my cars, broken windows and shit. When I lived on the north end of Grand Prairie, my house got broken into, its stereo got stolen out of my car, so ultra sad because I had sick amp that I bought at the pawn shop for like $200, was a fucking score of the century post picture, and yeah, he fucking started his car. I don't know if he was going to start it or he just started, whatever, and fucking he like noticed sketchy Toyota and rolled up on him like he was in fucking Compton. What a punk. What a fool. Fucking roll the window down. I don't know what kind of gun. I thought it was a shotgun or something, but rifle. It's like, give me the keys. And he's like, a million things went through my head at that point. I'm like, were you gonna fucking Steven Seagal the fucking barrel up in the air as the buckshot goes over your shoulder, take the gun out of his hands and give him the butt end of the head? I'm like, I know we all think those things at the, like, right in the passion of the moment, or not passion, but I don't know what the proper word is to put it there. I'm a truck driver. I'm thinking it, but I can't figure it out. Heat of the moment, maybe that fits. It's hot for sure. Not the kind of hotness that you would like to have. And so he handed over the keys, and they're like, go back in the house. He went back in the house, and they fucking just literally fucking, I would have been like, fucking, you better warm it up for 10 minutes while I call the cops. Diesel, hello. But yeah, they destroyed it, basically. They got an armed robbery, high-speed chase. He got in his other truck. He's got like, I want to say 90s regular cab, step-side Chev. Pretty nice truck. It's in great shape. Sounds awesome. And he fucking went. I don't know if he went back. I thought I heard him say, like, he went back in the house. He got his jammy, jumped in his fucking step-side and fucking driving around looking. That's probably the wrong thing to do, but I know the feeling. I'm like, dude, what, you were gonna get in a gunfight? I'm like, sick, but not cool. And yeah, he ended up fine. He went to the res to look and didn't find it. On his way back from the res, he's seen it. He chased them, but they went into a field, third gen, third gen, sorry, 4x4 Cummins. Went in the field, it was probably shitty, because we just had a downpour rain. He's in a two-wheel drive step-side. He's like, no point in destroying both vehicles. And they got away, and the cops, he's like, they went in there, and whatever, he ended up getting it back. There was like a high-speed chase, ran it out of fuel, ripped the tailgate off, both box sides, found it just destroyed, right? Fuck it, would have been just, you might as well rape and kill my wife if you do that to my vehicles. That's what it would make me feel like. I know some of you would be like, are we talking ex-wife or wife? But yeah, super sad to hear that. He told me the story about it yesterday morning, because he didn't come to work, obviously, the other day. So yeah, super sad to hear, and super sad. It's good that he's fucking didn't get shot or anything, but super sad to lose your, get carjacked. I couldn't imagine what it's like to get carjacked, let alone, I know what it's like to get your shit stolen, and it takes you down to zero. And made me realize, like, I done some shitty stuff when I was a teenager. I wouldn't say I've been in stolen cars, but I was not leader of the stolen car, and I didn't feel really comfortable, but I did have some fun. But still, I wasn't like the guy that went and fucking stole it. I've had people just like show up out of the blue and be like, I'm like, whose fucking car is this? They're like, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay. And then we go rat bag it in the bush. I've had some sketchy friends, and at the time I didn't know better. Should have not had sketchy friends. Some of my friends were pretty cool. Like, I thought they're all lessons learned, and I had some fucking wild times as a teenager. My biggest probably downfall, I did some shoplifting and vandalism, B&E into like stupid shit. Who breaks into the school? I did. When I broke into the elementary school through the roof hatch, and we're in the gym playing fucking basketball, you fucking retards. Of course we were, because we were like 14, 13, 14. This was just after my dad passed away. This is when the downward spiral, that's not true. That was just before my dad. My dad was home sick with cancer at that time. He was still kind of able and fighting it, I think, but not winning. And I came home in a cop car. So I must have been 12 or 11. Fuck me. 11 or 12. Probably almost 13, because my dad passed away when I was like 13. This would have been like 1990. I don't know. 92, 91. I think his current license that I had expired in 1990. But anyways, I came home in the cop car. Fucking embarrassing moments. Came in the... Of course they knock on the door. It's like 3 a.m. Both of my parents were probably out drinking coffee and smoking ciggies. It was cool back then. Everybody smoked in their houses. So maybe it was a little bit before he got sick. But anyways, the fucking Mr. and Mrs. Coey. I'm like, fuck, I'm so dead. Door fucking closes. The cops are like, explain what happened. And fucking as soon as the door closed, and I fucking hear that leather belt come out of the belt loops of my dad's pants. Not that he needed them, because they were already tight Lees. And fucking, he didn't hit me hard. I think he just tried to set a point, but he whipped me right across the back as I was like going to walk away and go down the stairs to my room. Wasn't super hard, but I felt like I should like make some noise and be like, ah. Of course I was crying because I felt like a retard. And yeah, that was the only time my dad ever had to punish me, ever. Alright, what do we... Didn't even tell us what the fuck we're doing today. Got the 24, we're double line. We're gonna go move some test equipment of some sort. I think we're just bringing it back to town here from out west of Rimby, Highway 22 and 53. Grant testing equipment. Coming back to town. gonna move up and I was gonna help spot.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Which one are you taking?
Taking the little one.
The little one's the heavy one?
Yeah.
Really? No.
Yeah, the storage tank is always the lighter one.
Oh, okay.
Just because it's so, that one takes all the pressure from the well, so it's like fucking, I don't know how thick, but it's thicker.
Yeah. Bill's just gonna pull up and he's just gonna fucking nose in right here.
Yeah.
By PS9.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna help spot some guys.
Get around and get out of everybody's way.
You gonna spot them? Yep.
Yeah, I'll spot you.
Okay, sounds good.
Joel said he'd spot us.
That's all right. Yeah.
pity for the lack of camera angles. I know I had some plans, but there'd be dudes everywhere. Heavy loaded sardine can here. I don't know what it weighs. Well, it's suggested dispatch said that it weighed like 72,000 kgs, or pounds, sorry. It's what I is told. I'm going pretty close to, fuck, I don't want to touch that. I'm gonna get all dirty. Oh, that chain needs to be replaced. Yes. Everything's looking real good here. Yeah, it's tiny. Everybody was like, you're grabbing the big one? I'm like, no. That's the storage tank. This is the heavy one. The little one is the heavy one. All right, let's truck. We're going back to Red Deer. Going Golden Spike Avenue. Damn it. Try to get these to stick because it's pulling on the wire where it's connected to the light. Crazy glue, crazy glue. This time the crazy glue stuck, but then the old 3M that was there came off. I'll have to figure something out. I was thinking about drilling a hole, not that I want to do that, and then just run a zip tie through, you know? I gotta fucking pee again. shitty mics. He's had a shitty mic fucking since I've got here. I'm like, dude, go get one. Just sounds like he's in a windstorm, you know? Usually you could just take out the plug and blow in it. Had a question yesterday on Facebook. What's a deck pin? This is your deck. This is a pin. It's got a collar on it so it doesn't fall through. This wood's a little thick, or let's say the pin pockets are a little shallow. Usually the pin pockets are a little bit higher, probably almost half an inch higher than that. These are like last resort, guiding loads just in case, especially needed if you're loading on some kind of like crooked bullshit. Happens from time to time, because if you're on a side hill and you're loading, stuff will naturally migrate to the low side of the trailer, right? Sometimes, like me, especially when I'm crooked, I'll use this long guy, and if the ear goes past here, but the skid is like off to that side, then I can use this pin, depending on the weight of the load. I've tried it with some pumps and stuff, and bent the pin quite a bit, but still got what I wanted. It's just a fail-safe, especially in the winter on ice, because shit be sliding all over the place. If you've watched the videos religiously, you've seen it happen time to time. This is where deck pin lives most of the time. Technically, it's supposed to not be in the trailer. Loading and unloading, or have a safety pin. Damn, bro. Shit be looking shiny as fuck. I was worried for a second there. I flicked the switch for the rolls, but nothing was going on. I'm like, it's got a switch I ain't never seen before. You had to rotate it around like 3/4 of the way around, and then finally something started happening. I'm like, thank God. Because you ain't shaking that shit off without nothing. We'll go back to the yard and disassemble all this shit. Sweep off. I just wanted to get out of the way because it's tight in there. Deck pins extremely helpful when you're like double sucking, especially when you can't see shit. Oh, you just threw it up there scratching my pan. Oh. Appreciate the help, but problem being paint Nazi. It's a big pain in the fucking ass, honestly. I loved it when this thing was ratted and all shitty. I was like, not just dragging shit all over the place, didn't care. The rivets, look, there's one, another one up there. Popping out of the D-sign. So, I'm gonna get a line on some stainless rivets. Maybe it just, I'll probably do the same size. I'd like to do bigger, but that'll require drilling holes. And I'm also we're gonna use that panel bond, cross it, put in stainless. Well, it's off. So today when I go home, I gotta make an LED light. I'll take off all the red reflective, I'll put in white vinyl, and then I'll put in my purple light, like same as I got in the rest of the truck, and it'll fucking just bang purple. Totally legal. I said it once, said it twice, said it probably a million times. Having a glow is not illegal. If you have directly facing out purple light, yeah, that's illegal. But, you know, Could be a pain in the ass too if you argue it, show up to court. I got pulled over one time and I told it was just a peace officer, and I'm like, what the fuck's that tool for? Pulling out your cock? Haha, don't pull out your cock in public. See, this is probably not a good place for extra rollers. Fuck did you leave them up there? Unless they were there when we got it. Shit, that's spare for any trailer. Even got fucking more caulk. Caulk. Shit. I always get screwed because chain's piled on another chain, or my double suck chains are piled on that chain, and every time I pull it out I end up with a scratching up my shit. I know, quit being a fucking bitch. Up broom. When I was doing that like 90-degree turn on lease, I could see the trailer was getting real close to my fenders. I'm like, shit, because I usually, this one must be a different style neck, but so it's thicker as it goes back, right? Which is typical. But I was like, oh, I gotta take this extra bit of turn. I don't know, I don't know if you've seen it. I gotta go back and cut these fucking threads off. Didn't fuck the threads, but I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but how much that sticks out. I was gonna get the hacksaw and saw that off because it fucking caught right there when I was pulling it over the roll, and it's like bang, I was like, what the fuck? I thought the snatch block caught on one of those or something. Oh yeah, fuck. She's fucking load safe now. The SWL on a bungee, DOT officer tried to tell me it was something it wasn't. Because we used to always fight about load limit on bungees, because we're all notorious for using bungees for all sorts of shit. Because it's easiest. And the DOT officer, I was like, it's got a 25 weight rating on her, 50 or whatever the fuck it is. It's like, that's just stretching. She told me something else, and I was just like, what? I was just holding a sling on the deck, like we all do. Most of us anyways. She went up one side of me and down the other, and not in a good way. She's pretty hot, but she had this scab on her lip, so I think she had it out for, took it out on us truckers, but maybe it was a trucker that gave her that scab. Guy with the stories. I was like, man, I've never been pulled over by a hot blonde DOT. I'm like, this is a rarity. I tried to charm her. Just kidding, I did not. I'm married. There's no charm in this guy. But yeah, she gave me like so many out of services and then let me go. I was like, what? Even was at Hudson's, and he was like, you shouldn't have even been able to drive home. I'm like, I know. I'm like, I wasn't gonna argue it. So it was kind of funny, but it was kind of a big deal though for him, because it kind of fucked his insurance a little bit or something. Profile, right? Half the stuff. I was using one chain as a cross chain, and there was slack in the middle, and she's like, this isn't legal. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, there's slack in the middle. I'm like, this is technically two chains. Two boomers, cross chain in the back of the roll. Well, over the roll, you know, like we typically do. And what else did I get? I got banged for, there was these heavy duty tie down chains on this. I had some kind of some farming equipment trailer, and had heavy securement chains for when you put it on the pintle or whatever, and I used those because it had huge buckles it was attached to, so I used that. And the same thing, she's like, well, that's considered as one chain across the front. I'm like, are you serious? And then another thing, the 90s Kenworths, how they have the turn signals in the middle. I don't know if I have a picture, but how they illuminate, so it's the square like right in between the tack and the RPM, the little square display there that had the turn signals, high beams in the older Kenworths. And she's standing on the door looking in. She's like, okay, cycle your signals. She's like, I can't see them. I'm like, from where I was sitting, I'm like, I can see them plain as day. What she didn't know is that they have like a sort of, I don't know how to, it's for like illumination, so it's not like shining off your window. So when I got home, and I was talking about it with the boss, and I stood out on the window, turned on the signal, I'm like, yeah, from here you totally can't see it. I'm like, but in the driver's seat, the way it's formed from Kenworth is you see it, but it's not glaring off like your windows and stuff inside the cab, giving you driver distraction, because it's the shiznit. I don't know, there was a bunch of other stuff too. But I did, the whole reason for it is because I ran a stop sign coming out of Alderside Industrial Park on 2A there. First gear stop. She was way down at the High River fucking traffic light. She's like, I seen you blew that stop sign. Like, didn't even come to like a trucker stop at all. I'm like I was in first gear. But okay. That's a fail on my half. We all do it lots, and I get lazy and I do it a lot, and then I get busted again, and that's 4 demerits and like $500 fine. So that was like the real only big thing. It's a good thing I got a good memory to remember all these fucking awesome stories. Okay, so we're pretty much done. Bags are up, yes sir. Go back to the yard and unstring, then re-spool. Maybe we just do 24 low work all summer. Stay hooked up. Unhook to grease. Gonna need another tire. I replaced the steer tire yesterday because my wheel alignment, it's not just the wheel alignment. Kingpins are fucked and we're dragging our feet to get them fixed. I'm honestly at the end of my rope with dealing with it because it's just gotten to the point where it's almost undrivable. It's a job, man. I'm literally like driving down the road going like this. And when you're extra heavy on the drives, it's even worse. So, but it got his attention when I'm like, okay, well look at this tire, I gotta go get this replaced. Do kingpins, and we're gonna do spring bushings, probably springs as well, right? But anyways, back to the shop.